our most popular video on the internet right now is fully us reacting to the King of the Hill trailer. You girls love that.
It blew up quite a bit.
So now we're obviously going to react to the reboot that came out, would you say about a month ago?
Yeah, probably at least.
So, you've seen other people's reaction to it, but you've not seen ours. So you're not allowed to click off this video. I took notes. Roger didn't. Why would he? So first of all, I'm giving everything a rating on how I would rate it based on it's a reboot, which I know it's not a reboot. It's a new season. Shut up. And also on just like how I'd rate the regular seasons. I think if you look at King of the Hill as a whole, the first like 6 to 8 seasons, all top tier. Every episode is a good episode. The later seasons, not so good. And I think that this follows suit with that. It's just not that good. So
there's something that feels off about it. It's like,
yeah,
I don't know how to describe it.
The whole thing kind of just feels kind of like a fan fiction a little bit, you know? Like it feels like someone just really loved King of the Hill and they were like, what are they up to now? But it's not like, it doesn't feel like season 1 King of Hill.
King of Hill.
So the first note I have wrote down is urethra of a 7-month-old. First of all, it was really weird for me watching Hank kill.
I was gonna say that the opening scene is crazy.
It was. I didn't like watching him piss at all. It felt weird. Like it. I guess it makes sense, you know. But like I didn't like it, and like they're on Hulu, so they're trying new stuff. Like Peggy is saying the curse words now.
It didn't seem like something that like Hank would approve of. Like if they were actors or something, like he would never ever want somebody to see him.
Yeah, like what's that one episode where Hank is an actor? He's sitting on the thing and he's like, "What you just watched was fiction." You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Like Hank would be like, "You're not. I'm not doing a scene where I'm pissing in a toilet." You know, even if it's fake piss, I don't think Hank would do that. So that felt a little. It feels like it's really like kind of lost the plot a little bit.
Like they're trying to be edgy or something.
I don't know if they're really trying to be edgy. It just feels like it's less King of the Hill and more like we got to make a show that the young kids like. Because King of the Hill is like a cash cow, you know what I'm saying? Like all the old fans, that bitch, they loved King of the Hill. I am one of them. And it's just like, I don't know, man. It wasn't good. I guess I was expecting more, you know? Like it feels less grounded in reality now, I guess. And that was my favorite thing about King of the Hill is that it felt like real. So, we saw it in the trailer too, but I don't know how I feel about the transgender jokes. Because they're not like funny, but they're also not like insulting. You know?
Yeah, I didn't really see a point of them putting it in there.
And so I have... What the fuck is going on over here? I have wrote down... Peggy being female presenting, I do think is funny because of the... And that also felt like the perfect time to bring back her little drag friend. What was her name? Caroline?
I don't remember what the name was, but...
Fake fan. Doesn't matter. It felt like the perfect time to bring her back, make a little ha 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 about that. I know... I also have wrote down, I don't like when Hank said that... I'm not going to show... That's not a Hank Hill voice. He's like, I can't show my male parts to any woman because then that's how you get canceled. That felt a little too much just like meta humor, I guess. And I don't like that because it feels like Hank Hill never did meta humor. Like, he just felt like a guy who was alive. You know, he didn't feel like Peter Griffin can be like, oh, I'm on a TV show, bing bong bong, and like that can be like, ha ha ha, you know, because like stupid shit happens in there all the time. And this kind of feels like not necessarily that they were going for Family Guy vibes, but like they were going for less of the vibes that they used to go for, you know. There's a comment on the computer that says Redcorn's tapping that right. That made me laugh, so I wrote that down. Also, fully faked me straight the fuck out because I thought that Nancy and Redcorn were going to be together.
I did too when I first saw that.
Which would have been fun for me, I think. Sad now that Jonathan Joss has passed away, but fun still. I also wrote down the Iron Chef chant because I remember so vividly when Bobby has that puppet and he's like, Iron Chef, because that's what him and his puppet want to watch. I think his name was Chip. I know that was the original puppet's name, and I don't think he changed it. Or did he call it Little Bobby?
No. I think it was Chip, right? Or
I don't know.
Something like that.
But he had the little puppet, and Bobby's like, what do you want to watch? Iron Chef. And the puppet does it too. So I like that they brought back the Iron Chef. The Iron Chef chant. It felt really weird to me to watch Bobby hook up with a girl. Especially episode 1. And like, I get that he's 21 now, blah, 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 blah. But like, it felt so weird and creepy to me. They're sitting there and they're like hooking up, and Bobby butt dials Peggy, and she's like, are you eating something? And like, it feels like it's going for more crude humor now, like, oh, are you eating something?
Like shocked value or something.
Yeah, and that doesn't feel like what King of the Hill is to me. King of the Hill feels like grounded and cool, you know, like in reality. And the jokes also, there was a lot that felt like throughout the whole series that felt like kind of subtle racism, you know. And maybe it's always been like that, and I just have rose-colored glasses on when I'm watching the older seasons.
I would definitely be biased to the older seasons.
But now it definitely feels like there's more like very subtle racism and more like it felt like ridiculous characters doing things on the old show and Hank being like, I'm gonna kick your ass, you know. And now it just kind of feels like they're making fun of people and less making fun of the things that people do, if that makes any sense. I'm also not a big fan of Bobby's voice. I think that it's weird that he's 21 and his voice sounds the same it did when he was 12 and 13. And in the second episode, it kind of sounds like they maybe try to deepen it a little bit, but then it feels like it goes just right back to normal. And I love that the original voice actor is still doing the voice. I would have just liked...
It would probably be hard for her to deepen his voice, but still make it sound like Bobby also.
Yeah, but I feel like they could do it in editing, you know? And there's more that we're going to talk about when it comes to voices and stuff. Because there's a lot of discourse around Dale's voice. And apparently the first 6 episodes are the original voice actor, and it's just like, people are like, that's what happens when you smoke for 100 years. And I don't like it. And it didn't feel like Dale's voice to me until the voice actor for Dale was no longer doing the voice, which is crazy to say. But once Toby Huss took over, it sounded more like Dale to me. I have it in the notes. I did like, as much as I wanted a Happy Bill, I liked the joke about Bill saying that he finished Netflix and getting a wellness check.
I am glad that he didn't stay inside of the room the entire
Yeah.
time.
I was worried, like, when they very first introduced him, I was worried that that's what was going to happen. Is they were going to be like, well, Bill lives in here now. You have to go see him in the window.
And like talk through him to the window all the time. I thought that was going to be like.
Yeah. And when he's like, bring Peggy to the wall hole. Like, some of the jokes are funny, but like, the whole episode isn't funny, you know? And like, season 1, episode 1 of King of the Hill is so perfect because it feels like everything is funny all the time. I like that Dale was the mayor, but I like that they didn't keep him the mayor.
Yeah.
Because it does make a lot of sense to me, because the way America is right now, girl, being a conspiracy theorist, especially around 2020 when he became the mayor, it makes so much sense that he got elected to be mayor, you know, especially of Texas. But I also do like that they didn't keep him the mayor, just because I feel like that would be kind of boring, you know? Like, and I like that he turned it into like any government that would elect me is obviously corrupt. I really liked the part when Hank and Peggy wanted to go back to Saudi Arabia, because I don't know if it's like that for real, but the show sets it up like they've really copied American culture over there, but it's been American culture from like the 80s when Hank and Peggy were growing up, you know? I wrote that it still kind of feels the same. The more I watch it, the less it feels the same, but some of the writing feels like the older seasons. Definitely not the first couple seasons when it was like peak King of the Hill. But some of it, specifically this episode, felt a little bit like it wasn't necessarily picking up where we left off, but more like they're trying to get there, you know?
I love that Peggy was also thought she was like expert at speaking Saudi Arabian.
I do love that she was in the car and she was speaking, and he was like, "What language is that?"
He's like, "I grew up over there."
Yeah, and then she's like, "Oh, you must have grew up in a different part. We just came back from." Oh my God! And the way she says Saudi Arabia, Saudi Arabia, like, please knock it off with that. And he goes, "Yeah, that's where I grew up." And she's like, must be a dialect thing. Like, Peggy to me felt like perfect continuation of the character. Yeah. And I think that Peggy is the only one who really felt like we just picked up where we left off with that one, you know? I don't know what it is, but they write Peggy really well. I have it wrote down, when Bobby's working with Emilio inside of the restaurant and he's like speaking Spanish, he speaks better Spanish than Peggy does. And I love that. And it does kind of make sense that a chef would pick up on that, because a lot of the like restaurants that I've seen, it's a lot of like different cultures who work like making the food. So I do like that he's picked up on Spanish, potentially from working in restaurants, better than Peggy picked it up and she was substitute teacher of the year. Like, that's crazy. And then I have an ashtray on the table. Yeah, it looks like there's cigarettes in there, but there's also some stuff in there that, one, looks like it's rolled at home, and two, on the table, it wasn't, I don't even think green, it was like an orange color, but like, it clearly wasn't tobacco.
Yeah.
It was marijuana, and it felt kind of like it makes sense for Hank and Joseph. One, to be living together, but two,
Hank and Joseph.
Whoops. Bobby and Joseph to be living together. Well, Hank smoked weed too, but it kind of makes sense for me for Bobby and Joseph to be living together. I really like that. Oh, I also, if you watched our trailer video, our dumbasses thought that Rabada Chain was named after Bobby and Chain Wasanasong. We're fucking stupid for that. Rabada is a type of food.
I actually did not know that.
So we sat here on the internet and we were like, oh, they named it after Bobby. No, they didn't, you stupid bitch. They named it after Chain Wasana song. And Rabata is like a type of restaurant. I like that Hank got rid of all the upgrade parts, but I like that he said that they were all included to like fake you out. He's like Wi-Fi and fucking all this other shit. And then he's like, they're over there in the box. That felt like classic King of the Hill to me.